from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
Henrico sets a 2-day record for COVID cases, and there's a new candidate for governor in Virginia. We'll tell you about him coming up in today's Henrico News Minute for Wednesday, November 18th, 2020. It's brought to you today by Henrico Area Mental Health and Commonwealth Catholic Charities.
And now for the news.
Henrico County this week has witnessed its most new COVID-19 cases among county residents during a 2-day period since the pandemic began. The county yesterday reported 80 new cases. That came a day after it tied its all-time single-day record of 81. The county's trend matches that of the state, which also saw its highest ever 2-day total Monday and Tuesday. That's 4,802 total cases. Henrico's average daily case count during the past 7 days rose to 54 Tuesday. That's just one shy of its all-time high that was set last week. The Virginia Department of Health also reported the death of one county resident older than 80. The county's 7-day positivity percentage also has increased up to 6.2% as of November 13th. An accident overnight has snarled traffic this morning on I-95 northbound in Henrico. It happened shortly after 3:15 when a tractor-trailer carrying beer crashed heading northbound near mile marker 85. Police said the driver was reaching for something while traveling in the left lane and then ran off the left side of the road and overturned. The driver and one passenger were treated for minor injuries at a local hospital, and the driver has been charged with the failure to maintain proper control of the vehicle. Another state legislator has announced plans to run for governor. Delegate Kurt Cox, a Republican of Colonial Heights, made the announcement earlier this week. He's been in the General Assembly for more than 30 years and served as Speaker of the House from 2018 to 2020. He resigned from his leadership role before this year's session and returned to be the delegate from Colonial Heights for 2 more years. In an announcement, he said, quote, "I'm running for governor because I cannot watch the Virginia we built slip away," end quote. Cox has often said that he holds the bluest seat out of all the Republicans in the General Assembly, adding, quote, "It shows that I have worked across the aisle," end quote. His voting record in the General Assembly includes staunch support for pro-life legislation and gun rights. He said his priorities, if elected, would be restoring the economy and focusing on education. You can read more about Cox's announcement at henricocitizen.com by clicking on Government.
Every 12 minutes, a Virginian dies from an opioid overdose.
Every 12 minutes.
Opioid overdoses are on the increase in Henrico. Yes, the opioid epidemic is still impacting residents in Henrico.
But you can help.
To find out what you can do, go to bounceback.hc.com.
That's bounceback.hc.com. Knowledge is power, including learning about naloxone. That's naloxone, which can temporarily reverse the toxic effects of an opioid or heroin overdose.
Get informed, get help, save a life.
Go to bounceback.hc.com. That's bounceback.hc.com.
To equip yourself with the knowledge to help our residents and the community of Henrico County against the opioid epidemic.
Knowing what to do will allow you to be prepared to save a life. Go to bounceback.hc.com today.
That's bounceback.hc.com or call 804-727-8515.
That's 804-727-8515, directly for substance abuse services.
This message is sponsored by Henrico Area CSB Prevention Services.
Tonight, Brookland District Supervisor Dan Schmitt will host his Brookland Beat Town meeting. It'll begin at 6 and run till 7. You can hear from Laura Toddy, she's the Executive Director of Henrico Area Mental Health and Developmental Services, as well as Christine Campbell, a citizen appointee to the MHDS, and Neil Luther, Director of the county's Recreation and Parks Agency. Visit henrico.us/calendar/Brookland-beat-2. Henrico County Public Schools planned meeting tomorrow night to discuss the Achievable Dream Academy in Highland Springs Elementary School has been moved to a virtual-only format in order to comply with new measures announced by Governor Ralph Northam to combat the spread of COVID-19. The meeting is scheduled for 6:30 p.m. Varina District School Board member Alicia Atkins will be present. Last week, the school board heard an update about the program that showed low rates of literacy among students at the school, something that upset board members, including Atkins. If you'd like to join the meeting tomorrow night and participate, you can visit tinyurl.com/hsprings-community-meeting. Well, every week we post a sample of recent home sales from Henrico County. That day is today, so visit henricocitizen.com, click under News, and look for property transactions if you'd like to find out what homes near you are selling for. Well, Congressman Donald McEachin recently announced the inaugural 4th Congressional District Veteran of the Year. It is Dr. Harold Sales, a resident of Henrico, and a U.S. Army veteran who served in Operation Urgent Fury. He achieved the rank of Major, and in addition to a number of other awards, earned the Bronze Star for Valor Medal and Legion of Merit. Sales is an associate pastor of Rising Mount Zion Baptist Church in Henrico and is involved with the Boy Scouts. He also serves as the executive director of the Crater District Area Agency on Aging. Well, one of the most popular winter attractions in the region is coming back this year to look a little different. Lewis Ginter's Dominion Energy Garden Fest of Lights. It will begin on Monday, November 23rd, and run nightly from 4 to 10 p.m. It'll be closed Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but then run through January 10th. The event features thousands of lights, botanical decorations, model trains, holiday dinners, and more. This year's event is entirely outdoors. Due to limited capacity, there will be timed arrivals and a no-refund policy. You can only purchase tickets online, and COVID-19 safety guidelines will be in place. For details, you can visit lewisginter.org. Today's Henrico News Minute has been brought to you by Commonwealth Catholic Charities. Change the world for a teen who needs you. Become a foster parent. Learn about Commonwealth Catholic Charities' International Foster Care Program today. Call 804-545-5949 or visit cccofva.org to learn more.